Good morning, everyone. It's Karen Kong, and welcome to my This or That Thursday. And I'm a little bit behind. Sorry, it was a bit crazy the last day or so. So as you know, I posted in my Facebook group that last night Stampin' Up had it was a virtual event. It's kind of a teaching event and seeing stamping with some of the new products. So it was 3 hours last night. It ran over and I did not finish the last card until I don't know, after midnight or something. Yeah, it was late. So, and then when I went to bed, I just couldn't fall asleep. So I'm pretty tired this morning. I have only had one coffee. Hi, Sandra. Yeah, so it feels like a 2 coffee kind of day today, but so I'm kind of behind. Hi, Shannon. Yeah, I'm kind of behind this morning, so I was rushing around cleaning up from last night's mess and setting up. So sorry about that. Anyway, so I'm ready to get started, I think. Oh, I got my in colors yesterday delivered for my pre-order, because as demonstrators we can order ahead of time on the new catalog, just a pre-selected amount of product, but I can't order from the entire catalog, that is. So I'll have to wait till May to order some of the other goodies that I was waiting for. But I did get all the new in colors, so I'm hoping that, I'll just show you. I'm hoping that next week I can maybe do something with the in colors, and we can do that. So really, really awesome. I'm so happy. I have to say the Sweet Sorbet looks darker. Like the sticker on the front looks a lot darker than the pink than I thought it was. But I will try it out, and we'll see how it turns out. I'm really excited. I haven't even opened them up. They're still in the shrink wrap. Okay, so today there is a tie. There's no clear decision, so I actually will show you the card, and then if I have time we'll do the tag, but we'll see how things go. You know how things are on reality crafting, things go wrong. Okay, oh, I haven't even set up my computer, so just give me a second so I can see all your comments while I'm crafting. Let's just see. And it's Easter this weekend, so lots of things to do. Okay. Whoops. All right. Okay, so now I have it streaming and I can see that. All right, we're ready to go, and I'm going to switch over to my desktop, so just close your eyes while I'm doing that, okay? Just a second. Whoops. There we go. All right. Normally I've positioned everything ahead of time so that when I snap in my camera, it's already ready to go. But today I had to replace the paper because I had stamped all over it, and I thought I'd get a fresh sheet out, but I didn't have enough time to set it up before I started my live. So just bear with me while I set that up now. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so here's the tags in the card that I am making. So I'm using this tag topper punch. This is retiring, and it's on sale right now, so I wanted to show you guys what you could do with it. It punches out tags with, obviously, there's 3 sizes. So there's a 2-inch wide one, and then there's one that's, I think it's a 1.5 inch, and then I don't know, 1 inch, I think that last size is. So I'll show you what it makes, and it's not just for making tags. So I did make tags. So you can obviously make tags for Christmas and birthdays and stuff. And this is all the 3 widths here I wanted to show you, so you can do that. Or you can use it to decorate your cards, which is what I did for this card. So I thought it was a really great idea. I saw this card somebody else made, and I took my inspiration from there. She used a totally different stamp set, totally different dies, but the idea was still the same. She cut out the tag and she put it sideways, and then she created this cool little reinforcement for the hole here. So mine is offset because I decided I wanted to put pink behind it to just bring out the pink color. But yeah, she made like a reinforcement using the tag topper punch. So I thought that was super cool. So I will make this card this morning because I want to show you how to do that. So that's the one we're making. And I'm just going to clear my desk. Oh, what did I use? So I'm using the paper from the, what is it called? Expressions in Ink DSP. And I love this paper. I only have like a few sheets left, like this one sheet back here and the striped and a little bit of the pink stuff left. But do you see like the gold foil in this and the like alcohol based patterning that they did with this paper? It is so gorgeous, and I am really wanting to buy more. And I don't know. Oh, I have one more. No, that's the same. Yeah. Oh, one more. Anyways, I'm nearly done this pack, and it's just so gorgeous. So the stamp set that goes with it is the Artistically Inked and the Artistic Dies, which are these ones. So it goes, these go together, and it goes with the paper, but the paper is being discontinued, but the dies and the stamps are not. So these will continue on in the new annual catalog. And then I just grabbed a sentiment from Prize Peony because it fit into the circle better. Okay, so let's get started. It's not a super hard card. It's just a regular 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I just made it a top fold, so it opens up like this. And so, okay, so first things I need is my card base, so let's cut that. Let me grab my paper trimmer. Okay, I'm gonna grab an 8 1/2 by 11 piece of paper. And I'm going to measure out, I'm gonna cut it in half, so I'll get 2 cards if I wanted to make 2 cards. So this is 8 1/2 width, so I'll measure to 4 1/4 inches. And the paper trimmer has 2 blades. One is for cutting and one is for scoring, so you can measure and cut and score all in the same tool. That's 4 1/4, and I'll measure to 5 1/2 inches to score it, so that it will give me a nice fold line. 5 1/2 inches, and I'll use the scoring blade this time. Now, I don't know if you noticed, if you don't have this paper trimmer, it's really great because the 2 blades get out of the way when you're not using them. So when I'm not using the scoring blade, I can still cut right up to the top and not miss like the edge of the paper, which is what happens with my other old paper trimmer, which is now gathering dust. But yeah, so you can do it without having to remove the blades and replacing the blade. So 5 1/2 inches, I'm just going to score it. Okay, and I'm just going to use my bone folder to get a nice crisp fold. Where did my fold go? There we go. All right, so the next thing is I need like my background, which is a gold stripy background from the DSP. Let me just get out my paper. And the measurements for that, don't worry, if you're watching and you're thinking that you might want to do this card, don't worry about making notes. I will put all the measurements in the description afterwards so that they're readily available. And I'll add all the colors and everything that I use too. I'm just going to take a second and tape down my grid paper so that it doesn't move. Because the grid paper tells me whether or not I'm holding things in the camera or not, or if I'm like off camera. There we go. Okay, So the measurement for that one is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So I'm going to measure 3 1/4. Let's move this out of the way. 3 1/4. Okay, cutting blade. And then 4 1/2 inches this way. Sandra says she needs her current paper trimmer to die. Oh, yes. Yeah, somehow that's going to have to break. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, now I'm distracted. 4 1/2 inches. Okay. 4 1/2 inches. All right. So that's the background. Okay. Oh, I need my tag paper. So this is 2 inches wide and 3 inches long. So I need, let's see, I think I had a piece left over from yesterday. Let me just double check the measurements if I can find my ruler. Okay, so 2 inches by 3 inches. Okay, woo! That one's already pre-measured. Okay, so all I have to do is cut it, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to cut out the same piece of. Sorry, I'm going to cut out the same thing in a pink because I found that I wanted like it's a little bit of a border there because I thought that it didn't stand out enough when it was just by itself. So, but we can try it with both, but you know what, I'm going to get the pink out anyways, just in case. So I need to get out my pink. So this is actually polished pink. The paper color is a mixture of polished pink and Magenta Madness. So I'm going to use the polished pink because I don't have the Magenta Madness. Okay, let's see what size this is. So it looks to be a little bit wider. 2 1/4. Okay, so we'll use this piece and I'll cut it down to size. Alright, so I'm going to make that one 2 by 3 and maybe 1/16 or something. So 3, I just want it to be able to stick out a little bit. Okay. Yeah, if the blade gets dull, then you have to get a new blade. Get a whole new trimmer. Clearly you have to cut more stuff. I don't know what to recommend there. But I'm telling you, it saves so much time not having to pre-measure. Well, I guess yours already measures. I think it does. But yeah, I don't know. I'm telling you, I have 3 old trimmers that are gathering dust here because I never use them. What am I doing? 2 inches wide. Okay. Yeah, I love the paper trimmer. I do still use my biggest paper trimmer for other big projects, but this is definitely a big favorite. Okay, so there's the tags. All right, so let's cut the tags. Okay, so I want the gold stuff to still show, so I'm going to cut out of this side, which is more white. All right, so this is the guide. I'm just going to use the guide. So it's cut at 2 inches wide, and it fits right into the guides. And I'll slide it in. And I'm going to make sure that it went all the way to the back, because sometimes it gets caught. And I'm just going to make sure it's going to cut in the right spot. Okay, there's one. I'm going to cut the second one. Double check again. Okay. All right. So let me show you. Okay, so I'm not going to put the reinforcement in. We'll try it out with just the DSP without the pink in the back. But I'll show you how to make this little reinforcement. So this is, I think it's like a 1/2 inch wide. Let me just double check that. Yeah, it's a 1/2 inch wide, and there's no guide for that in this punch. So I'll just turn it over, and I will use just visually line it up Okay, so I have a skinny 1/2-inch piece left over from last week, because you know what I was cutting? I was cutting those streamers from the birthday chick, hey birthday chick set. So now it's really handy because I needed a long piece in order to be able to feed it in, and I really only need like a centimeter's worth. So I'm going to turn it over. So I'm going to slide this in, and then I'm going to turn it over. Okay, so it's up at the end, and you can see easily where it lines up. So I'm just going to line it up to be in the middle, and then I'll punch it, trying to straighten it out without bending it. I know, I'm sorry, I'm OCD about lining things up and making them in the middle. Just give me a sec. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Whoa, and I shifted it. There. There we go. Okay, so look. All right, so now it's like a 1/2-inch wide strip with a hole in the top, and I'm just going to take my scissors. I mean, if you want to, you can use your trimmer, but really it's just a centimeter. So I'm just going to cut it right here, and I will glue that on. It looks like a little reinforcement for my hole. I think that's just so awesome. Like, it's really simple, but really cute. So I'm gonna need my tweezers for this because it's so small. Okay, so I'm just gonna put on some glue. All right. Okay. Oops. So it's a little bit hard to see here because I don't have light directly on my desk, because if I aim the light right on my desk, there'll be this glare and you guys won't be able to see very well. So sometimes it's a little bit hard for me to see. Okay, so there's my reinforcement. I think that's just such an awesome idea. All right. So what else did I do? Okay, so I stamped the I don't know if that's a rose. Yeah, I think it could be a rose and a leaf, and then I have some die cuts. And actually, this I took from my butterfly die cutting set because I wanted something slightly different to add to the greenery. Okay, so I'll do that next, and I'm going to use my Stamparatus because I love this thing now. All right, I need the stamp. And I need some scrap white paper. Let me just get some of that. Because I don't know about you, but I have tons of scrap. So I already stamped this last night, but I found that it looked a little bit muddy because I stamped it 3 times, and I think I went a little bit overboard. So today it will just be twice. Okay. So I love being able to use the Stamparatus to just line everything up on my paper before I stamp, and then if I make it miss inking one section, it's not a problem. I just put it, stamp it again in the exact same spot. And I really love that for words. When I'm stamping sentiments, like all the time, it's, not unusual that I might press too hard, in one spot and the words will go blurry, or I didn't ink it properly, or I didn't press hard enough and one of the letters didn't come out properly. So that's what I love this for. Somebody else, I watched the event last night, and they just said to put a stamp pad underneath the this arm, and it is exactly the right height to support this little plastic pane for inking up. And that was a nice tip. Okay, so I'm going to do it one more time, and I'm going to go lightly. I'm just patting applying it lightly. I think that looks good. All right, close this up. And I need to clean it. So I have the chamois. Yeah, that I was always holding it up and inking it that way, but you know what? It's just, you have the stamp pad, the ink pads like lying around anyways. Why not put it to good use? All right, let's put this back. And while I'm at it, I think I will do the sentiment as well. Let me just see what other pieces. I wonder if this will fit. I actually need to make it fit with the circle die. So I'm just going to grab my layering circle dies. That's not going to fit. Okay, I need a bigger piece. All right. Here we go. Okay, so that will fit there. And then I'm going to put my sentiment. I'm just going to put this here. I just want to make sure I have enough room around the edges for my circle. Okay. And I need the magenta, so I'm going to switch it out. And with sentiments, I like to double stamp them too because it makes them stand out more. Like that looks good already, but look how much better it looks when you stamp it twice. See? Looks so good. All right. Let's just put this down and clean my stamp. So there's a lot of mixing and matching going on, like more stuff I have. It's so great to be able to pick and choose from the different sets that I have to make things fit. Sometimes, you know, the set that you have may not have the right sentiment. So I'm mixing and matching all over the place. All right, so now I think, oh, I forgot I needed to stamp a leaf. Last time, luckily I had one leaf left over from last time and I had kept it. I have like a little set full of like die cuts, extra die cuts, and it came in really handy, but now I need to stamp one for today. So maybe I'll stamp one or two. Okay, same paper, and then I'll die cut it at the same time. Whoops, this way. Okay, and this was in Evening Evergreen. So I need to get my Evening Evergreen. I'm going to try stamping it twice just to see how it looks. It looks pretty good already. The Evening Evergreen, like the green colors tend to be pretty saturated. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm just going to move it down and then stamp it again so that I can... Actually, you know what I should have done is I could have just used... So this is a hinge thing that you can move down and up as you need. Whoops. down this way, but yeah, I could have just moved the this over instead of moving my paper. I'll have to show you guys that technique on hinge stamping. I think that's what they call it. Anyways, I'll have to show you guys another time. To write that down. Sometimes I get ideas about what I should do and like forget. Okay, I'll stamp it again. Ooh, that came out very dark. Okay, no problem. All right. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of extra die cuts, and I decided to start keeping them in cases so that, you know, like this, you know, I just had to pull out some of my old die cuts and not have to, you know, make another scrap of something else. Okay, I think that's all I need. Okay, stamping wise. We'll put those away, and we'll bring over the cut and emboss machine. Let's make sure there's lots of room. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's put these on the die cutting plate. And for those of you who've never used a cut and emboss machine, it is so awesome. The only reason I bought, like the primary reason I bought the starter kit for Stampin' Up! Is so that I could get this machine at the best deal. And the starter kit really is the best deal for that you can get at any time. Okay, so I'm going to turn this so that I can do more than one. And let's hope that I do not end up having them shift. I'm going to be really careful not to let the dies shift. And I could do that by putting washi tape down, but I'm just a little bit lazy. And I'm not going to do it this time. Where did my dies go? Not that one. This one. Okay, so I'm just taking the artistic dies. That's for this, and I need the leaf. And then this one, turn it around. Like this. Okay, looks good. Just gonna lower that down gently. Okay, now did anything shift? I think it looks good. All right, I'm just gonna feed it through now. All right. Oh, this did, well, I didn't line it up properly, I guess. That's okay. Maybe I will cut that second one after all. Okay, so everything's cut out. I just got to cut out this second leaf. Oh, and I need, I actually have some extra gold leaves, but I don't have another one of the evening evergreen in that little sprig thing. So I might want to do that as well. Okay, second attempt on this one. Oops. My fingers are trembling. Maybe I not had enough coffee. All right. Again. You know what I might have to try next is maybe get a magnet. I think there's like a magnetic plate. Oh, that one turned it better. That will keep the dies in place when you cut. But I don't know if it means that I have to replace it just like this bottom plate has to be replaced regularly. Okay, so now I need Evening Evergreen. Oops. I'm just putting my dies back because I'm always afraid that I might knock it to the floor or into the garbage can by accident and they'll be gone. Okay, so I need some Evening Evergreen next. Did I leave out any scraps? No. Okay, so here's my Evening Evergreen. Those. And I used the Butterfly Beauty dies. It's just a little sprig from here. And I will set that up. This one's easier. Don't have to line it up with a stamped image, so should be fine. Oh, a self-healing magnetic plate. Oh, that's like, so the self-healing stuff is like, I have like those mats where you can use like an X-Acto knife on it to cut stuff and it won't show the cut marks. So it does still get kind of like scored and stuff like that. So I wonder, yeah, there's like, I don't know, I've never seen it. I haven't seen anybody else use it. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research because clearly, like, I'm constantly having to, not constantly, it always happens when I'm doing a live, I think. That's the thing. So when I'm doing it for somebody else, that's when I'm going to have a problem because that's Murphy's Law. Okay, so there goes that. Put this away. Yeah, self-healing. That's interesting. I did not know that. Okay, so I think I'm done with the die cutting. Let me just check I have my leaves. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to use the leaves that I pre-cut. Okay, I think I have all the pieces now. All right, so let's start assembling. Okay, adhesive. I'm going to put on my background first. Okay, so it's kind of off to the side a little bit, but centered vertically. So it's closer to the right side than it is to the left. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put this on the back side because I can see that it's slightly longer. Oops, not far enough down. See, I like using this grid because then I can see, it helps me line up top and bottom. Oh yeah, I don't know how strong the magnet is for the, yeah, it would be interesting to see how strong that magnetic plate is. But yes, you have to be really careful with the magnets for the Stamparatus because I did crack mine first time I took them out. Okay, so let me see how this looks. Okay, so that's how it looks without the pink background. And I'm thinking that I do like having the pink because it's so white here, it kind of blends in. So I added the pink just so that I could have a little bit of pop of color. This one's a little bit long, I need it even shorter. Just want a tiny bit of pink showing. Yeah, I think I'm going to trim off that tiny little edge there. and let's see how that goes, because that's pretty skinny. We'll have to see. Sometimes it does not cut off very well when it's that skinny. Like, it's pretty good, but sometimes. Look at that. Nice. Tiny skinny strip. I could not do that with my old trimmer. I won't mention any names. Okay. So I just love that reinforcement. I thought that was just such a great idea. I'm gonna use glue so that yeah, I think so too, Shannon. The pink does make it stand out just a little bit more. Okay. Then okay, I'm gonna pull it down just a little bit because it's a little bit short. There we go. That's perfect. Okay. And I'm going to use dimensionals to put this on. Let me just see. To pop it up so it's like gives it depth. I have to say I love these rainy days for crafting. I don't feel guilty about not getting out there and enjoying the weather. Oh, I forgot to tie the bow first. Okay, not a problem. It can be done. And I'm actually, so I had some trouble making that bow stay. The gold string just keeps wanting to become untied. Let me see if I have something else. Maybe I'll use pink this time. Let's see if I have some pink. Is this magenta? This is polished pink. I could probably use that. Let's try, or I have a gold ribbon. Any votes? Pink or gold? Okay. I'm gonna try the gold, I think. Here's my scissors. Okay, this will be a little bit tricky trying to get it through the hole, but let's see. My bow tying skills are up to par. Let's see how much I'm gonna need. Approximately. A little bit longer. Oh, Sandra said pink. I'm on the path to gold. I will see how it looks. All right, that wasn't too terrible. Bow tying on a Facebook Live is always like, it makes me feel like I'm all thumbs. Let's see. I feel like that's almost too thick. I don't know. Like it's too heavy for this. Like I wanted something smaller. What do you think? I think that's gonna overwhelm. I like the gold. Darn it. Yeah. Yeah, the pink is even wider. So you know what? I'm going to fight with the gold. I just like it better with the gold string. All right. Let's see how that looks. Okay, not terrible. It can be done. And actually what I did last night, because I was trying to get it to stay, I actually put like a little tiny half piece of glue dot to help it hold. So maybe I'll do the exact same thing now. And I'll just snip off like a half of a glue dot to help it hold after I've tied it. Okay. All right, let's try this again. So this time, oh, Shannon said it would be better if the ends were shorter. Yeah, I was going to trim it afterwards. I left it long so that I could manage to do the bow tying. But I still think it's a little, for me, my gut says it's a bit heavy for the embellishment at the top, because I just want it to be more subtle. Okay, so here's the tricky part. Okay, I'm going to put the glue dot down, and hopefully that will help keep it in place. Okay. Oh. It's half on and half off. I didn't quite get it. I'm going to peel it off and stick it right over top. Okay, good enough. Okay, so let's see if I can go try it. Try to get it to sit nicely. This is a very fiddly part. I'm hoping that the glue dot stays put. Oops. Let's see. Okay. Very fiddly part. I think that's good. All right. I'll probably trim these ends just a little bit because they're fuzzy now. All right, so let's assemble the next part. This part, again, I popped it up on dimensionals and it's slightly off to the right. Okay. All right, and then I have my rose. Should I use this one or this one? I think I'll just use this one. And I'm going to assemble my leaves. And where's my leaves? My gold leaves. So I'm going to have to trim this one down. So I used part of the gold leaves last night for that part, so I trimmed it off. And I'm just going to trim these two and separate them so I can arrange them. Let's see what I can do with that. Because if I put it like this. Well, maybe I could leave it like that. And stick this here. Be a little bit different. And like this. I think that's probably enough actually. I kind of liked how this one kind of framed my sentiment, so I could rearrange it to be like that perhaps, but in the interest of time, I think I might leave it like this instead. Pull this up a little bit more. Okay, so my, quandary is always, how do I get this to sit the way I want it to? So I'm gonna leave it as is. If you notice, the green ones are sitting higher slightly than the gold leaves. So what I'll do is I'll put gold glue dots on the gold leaves so that the adhesive is a little bit higher because they're further back, and I'll use just adhesive on the back here to catch the green, because otherwise it's really subtle. Not everybody notices, but I notice when you have different layers that some of them may bend, or they might they just don't sit properly if they don't have the right height of adhesive because they're different layers. So I'm just going to put the glue dot on my gold leaf. Where is it? I'm trying to get the glue dot right close to the edge where I know it's going to end up, and I'm trying not to move this. So the glue dot is there. I'm just going to put on my gold leaf so that when it sticks to the back of my flower, it will be raised up just slightly so it can catch and stick to the back of my flower. There. Okay. So that takes care of that. And I have adhesive on this right half. I might put a little bit more on just in case, just to really catch onto the all the pieces. Okay. Just trying to see. That's probably good, right? Okay, so now I'm just going to place it down. Oh, my glue dot is over there, so I'm going to have to move it over just a little bit. I just realized that it's a little farther over than I thought, so I'm going to rearrange just a teeny bit. That's the thing, you touch it and everything starts moving. That's probably good. All right. Oh, I want to pull this out just so you can see a little bit better. This is why it takes me so long to make a card. Okay, I'm going to move that afterwards. I'm going to shift the placement afterwards. There. All right. So now I have everything stuck to the back of my flower, and I can move it around. Okay. So I wonder if I can move this out just a little bit. No, I think I'm committed. All right, so now I'm just going to use dimensionals to pop this up. I have many dimensionals that I'll use for this. I can find them. Yep, right here. Because I've got these layers back here. This, if I press this down as is with adhesive here, it's going to press, like you're going to see that there's a height difference. So that's why I'm using dimensionals. Okay. And then it'll all look like, it'll all be even when I stick it down. It won't have different heights. Okay, so I don't want to cover my sentiment. Sorry, was my head in the way? Hope not. There. So there's the card. I was hoping this would go faster so I could actually show you the tags too. I don't know if we have time for that. Oops, I have a half a dot on here. Okay, so let me just see. So the tags are fairly simple. I'll just quickly go over them. I don't think we have time to make them all, but this is just a 2-inch strip. I took the bottom end of a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Let me just see. And it makes 2 tags if you do it this way. So they're not huge. So yeah, so if you look at the bottom end of this, I took 2 inches off here. I sliced it in half, and that was 1 tag. And then I just inserted in, and then I cut the background, and I made little borders for the bottom. So you can see I used like one is for winter time. So I used the trees from the paper pumpkin kit from, I think it was, I don't know, October, I think, the Peaceful Christmas, and it made a great border for my bottom of my tag. And then I used candles from another old retired set, Approaching Perfection. So I thought that was really fun to make that into a border. And then I used a oval punch, which I don't think that one's retiring, that one's continuing, just to cut out a small accent piece to stamp my sentiment. And here I use the alphabet set, which is a playful alphabet set, is retiring, unfortunately. And those alphabets are super useful. You saw them last week when I made my own tags, right? For this one, I, cut out the year. I put a sentiment of my own. And then this one was a happy birthday. I could have left room. I was debating. I could have left room for like a to or from underneath or above. If you have a to and from stamp, I have those as part of my Christmas sets, and you could use that as to label your gifts. So yeah, and then this one shows you all the 3 different widths. So you can cut the 2-inch width, and then cut a smaller width, which is a 1.5, and then I think it's 1.5. Anyways, it's about a 1/2 inch, and then this one again another 1/2 inch smaller, and then I cut just my own little square to stamp the sentiment on. So that makes a really cute tag, and all you need is a few pieces of matching DSP and cardstock, and there you go. So lots of things you could do with the tag topper. So that's it for this week's This or that live. And I just want to remind you, I saw that there was that promotion with the Hope Box Paper Pumpkin Kit. It's $12, and it is such an awesome deal. I mean, you think about, like, sorry, there are 2 tag topper punches. There are different ones. There's another one that has a slightly different hole and a slightly different embellishment along the top. I can't remember if that one's on sale or retiring, but yes, there are more than 1 tag topper punches. This one is the delightful one, I believe. It's a delightful, but I'll put it in the description after I'm done. So, oh, and if you didn't get, sorry, if you are already one of my customers from the past year, I will get you a copy of the new annual catalog. Let me just show you. Sandra is getting hers today. We're going to meet up, so I know she's really excited to go through this on the long weekend. So, yes, so many things. Look, I've got all my taggies and, things that I'm thinking about. And I'm still thinking about, a masculine set to make more masculine cards. So I'm still kind of debating, and I'm thinking about the waves of inspiration. And I'm hoping to get that, maybe to get the paper. If I'm going to get the waves of inspiration, I want the paper to go with it, because it is so amazing, and the paper is not continuing. Same like the expressions in ink. Like, those are such great papers. Okay, so anyways, I'm done for today. I hope everybody has a fantastic Easter weekend and has time to do some stamping. I'll see you guys next week, and hopefully I'll get this up and going earlier. I tried this week to get it up earlier, but I got foiled yesterday. Anyways, everybody have a great day. Bye.